welcome back to another episode of A Shot of Weeb. This is episode 39.
We watched 39. A gay energy show.
Yeah.
I initially thought it was
lightly.
My intro. I was planning to just like start off with that, and then I remembered it's your turn to go.
It is my turn to go.
So I had to wait.
Yep. But as always, I am the Seaweed Ambassador, and I'm joined again, as always. I always do that twice.
As
by
always.
my co-host, as always, the Epic Wob, as always.
It reminds me of it's like a copy pasta or a video where I saw where this guy goes to like McDonald's and just puts a Mick in front of every other word.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of did that to themselves, honestly.
I mean, they kind of did, but
the
hey,
McFlurry, the Mick Big Mac, and Arnold Palmer Spiked sponsor us.
Why not both? Yeah, let's get them both.
Yeah, let's get them all. Let's get all of them. Yeah.
So this is the show where we drink while we talk about anime. Do you have Arnie Parmy again? Arnold Parm.
See, folks, now you know why he makes fun of the name, because he can't pronounce it.
I don't know why. I legitimately don't.
No, I don't have Arnold Palmer this week. Nor do I have Twee.
Okay, what you got this week then, bud?
Well, for the shot, as per our namesake, it's the same stuff I've been doing, the Smirnoff Sours.
Okay.
But then this week I decided to mix my own drink, which just means pouring some amount of alcohol in with some amount of something else. That's my mixing. There's no measuring.
Classy.
Yes, it's very classy, especially once you find out what the combination is. Okay. So it's this. I've got some of this, probably like a shot and a half, and you'll see the glass.
So shot and a half of Smirnoff Sours, approximately.
And then a pineapple Fanta. I've never had this before, and this is the final color.
Oh, that's toxic.
It's a bit. It's got like a Mountain Dew kind of like.
That's fucking radioactive.
I know. I'm pretty excited. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip. I have not tried this yet, so I'm gonna try it right now, and then I'm gonna know if today's gonna be suffering or not.
I believe in you. Actually,
have.
no. Wait. Should we? Well, no. Go ahead.
That's not terrible.
Oh, I was hoping for just immediate reaction. Good or bad. I had thought it was gonna go ham. I didn't see there anyway. That was middle of the road.
There's so many flavors in it that like wait, hold up. Yeah, the pineapple is so strong that it almost just tastes like a pineapple Fanta, and then at the very end, Smirnoff rears his head. Don't necessarily recommend it, but if you're of legal drinking age, you should try it and drink responsibly.
Or
maybe
not
this isn't
try
responsible
it
drinking.
And do something proper. Like I did. I too mixed my own drink, except I followed a recipe and measurements. And so I made my cherry grog, which some of you who have seen the show have heard of this before. It is basically in descending order of quantity, ginger beer, rum, cherry juice, and lime juice. And it's supposed to be topped with a lime wedge. All I had was lemons. Close enough. Close enough to be functional.
You want to come at me for my like fucking college party level drinking in terms of the culinary masterpiece that is this toxic chemical waste.
Are you gonna act like me substituting one citrus for an adjacent citrus?
And you're gonna come at me with your fucking nerd drink, your fucking D&D nerd drink.
Oh, it's from a World of Warcraft cookbook.
Yeah, that's true. It is World of Warcraft.
It's literally just a standard recipe with branding put on it. Get over yourself.
Mm-hmm. This came all from up here, baby.
And that's why
because
it's bad.
This is all I have with me right now. I was gonna pick up an Arnold Palmer, or Spiked, but like Walmart didn't have any. And that's the store I went to today to buy groceries. Very, very upsetting. But it's I think
I suppose. What show
oh god,
did we watch? What?
We haven't even. I was just saying we haven't even said what show it is yet. Yeah.
What show is it, and how gay is it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, it was my choice. Firstly, I want to make that very clear that you can thank me for this one being on this week. We watched Free. And you have to give me a scale for gay.
Well, I mean 1 to 10. So like 1 is 100% straight as an arrow. 10. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really gay enough to quantify gay successfully. I don't think I'm qualified.
I think I would put it on the scale of 1 to 10 at Pink Wombat.
That's not a number.
That should make perfect sense, though.
No.
How does that not make perfect sense?
Where's Pink Wombat on the scale of 1 to 10?
He's with the magical boys in Bean on Coco Chiku Boy Boo Love.
Yes, I'm aware that's where it's from. That's not a quantification.
I think that's a quantification. It's actually not quite at that level, though, because that show is a bit more gay than this one.
Well, you'd say Bean on is more gay than this?
Yeah, I would say so.
I think you may actually be right. You may be right. See, I feel like the comparison for whether a show is gay or not is Yuri on Ice, but I've not seen it, so I can't really compare to that. But I mean, it's not Yuri on Ice levels, because isn't that like literally like straight up stated that it's gay, whereas this one...
Well, it's technically, please don't get mad at me for saying this, not you, the viewers. It's technically never stated, and it's never technically shown on screen, but one of the main characters kisses another main character, but it's blocked by an arm. So they could argue that it's a hug. They fucking couldn't. It's not. It's a fucking gay ass kiss, and it was great. And then like he maybe gives him a ring as a signifying a proposal, but like it's not. They didn't say it was a proposal, so no, I think I would put my level of certifiably gay at like Dokusei.
This is
but you haven't seen
hell.
that either.
I think I put one shot too few in there.
See, if you don't measure, it'll always be stronger than you think.
Oh wait, no. I ran out. I ran out, but I thought I ran out after I put the third shot in. I ran out after I put the second shot in. This is missing like a full shot of rum. Oh, this is gonna... I don't have any other alcohol, so I guess this is just gonna be a really light episode.
Well, what? Okay, so, I guess, yeah. Well, where would you put this on the scale?
I think since it doesn't say anything explicitly and just kind of hints at it, I'm gonna put it at like an 8 out of 10. But like, it's definitely up there. I mean, there's a lot of glamour shots of like shirtless men.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if that's necessarily gay, or more of just fan service. Right?
Okay, now you're getting to a theoretical on whether fan service of male characters is gay or not, because I kind of just like immediately put to the fact that it was, but it might not be.
Well, it can't be, because if female or if fan service of female characters is not inherently lesbian, then why would fan service of male characters be inherently gay?
Well, that answer's obvious. Only men watch anime.
Damn, dog. I'm not associated with him. Don't let the past 38 episodes make you think differently.
I'm pretty sure you and the audience are both fully aware that I'm being completely facetious right now.
Well, yeah, of course, because Jesus Christ, you didn't even put in all the shots of your drink. So
Yeah,
how could you even be?
I don't have
anything?
more shots. There. Okay, so like, I mean, unless I go beg my roommate for a beer, this is all of the liquor I have left in my house. That's like a half a shot of McGillicuddy's, and that is not going in there. That would be disgusting.
Hey, you never know till you try it, right? Like that's what I did. Experimentation.
I'm not mixing root beer into my fruit juice. That ain't happening.
I don't know.
I might see if I can acquire a beer on break.
Okay. Do you have a shot to take?
No, I literally don't. Like I said, that little bit of McGillicuddy's is all I have left.
I didn't know if you had a shot to take right now, because I do.
Oh no, sorry. I just started sipping off of the grog, and that's why I'm like, wow, this tastes like water.
At least mine tastes like pineapple, dog. Like,
This
damn.
is normally good. It helps when I put the right amount of things in it.
All right. Well, since you're not gonna be taking a shot, I'm gonna take a shot. You take a
Do
drink
it.
with me if you want.
Oh,
But-
yeah, I probably should.
Kampai.
This glass just spilled all over me.
Oh, well, stop making it run marathons.
I can't. It's sweating because we're under a blasted heat advisory again. I live like in the fucking north of the states, almost Canada, and we're hitting like 90, 95 degrees. Like, it's been brutal out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's probably nothing compared to you Southerners, but for
Well,
this state, it's absurd.
Oh, so now you're not a Southerner. Oh, I see how it is.
I don't live in the South anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you should still be used to the temperature. That's where you grew up.
I've lived here 5 years. I've drifted away from that. I mean,
Okay.
I haven't gone home for more than a month in, what, like 3 years?
I don't know. If that's the number.
It is.
I mean, sure.
I'm gonna talk about. We should probably talk about Free at some point.
I would
should
love
grab my
to.
notes.
So like spoilers for my review. I fucking love this show. And so that this will be this could either go. This can go one of two ways.
Put the
This
lemon in the
podcast
rum so I
episode.
stop poking my eye out with the wheel.
And so hopefully it goes we get the good ending and not the bad ending where there's
2
only
out
one
of 10,
host on the
awful
show,
show because John likes it.
where there's only one host on the show from now on.
You just block me on every shared account we have for this.
Oh no, I was just gonna stop showing up to recordings.
Oh,
That's how it was gonna go,
Okay,
yeah.
that would do it. So,
Free.
Free follows 3 boys and then a 4th boy who's a friend turned antagonist and another 4th boy who joins the main cast. And they all have girly names, or so I'm told.
Yes, they all have girly names.
Apparently Rin is a girly name, I guess.
Yeah, Rin is definitely a girly name. What?
I've never seen a character named Rin, so at all.
Wait, really? Okay, hold on.
I don't think so.
Okay, you keep talking.
I mean, I know Haru and Makoto are. They're both in Persona. So, like, I'll give those a pass. But, like, Rin, Rei, and what's the other one? Nagisa? Well, actually, wait, isn't Nagisa? I think the only other Nagisa
Okay,
I've seen...
whoa, okay, hold up first, okay? First of all, it's Nagisa.
I corrected
not Nagisa.
myself. I corrected
You did
myself.
no. Maybe
No.
you thought you did, but you said it again as Nagisa.
And then I said it a 3rd time and said Nagisa, and then you shouted over me.
Yeah, because twice is too many times.
Oh, get over yourself. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, the other show I've seen that had a Nagisa in it was also a male.
Yeah, and what was the thing about that Nagisa?
I mean, I suppose they did have him cross-dress in an episode.
Also, everybody thought he was a girl. And also, like, he had feminine features. But also, Nagisa is also the name of the main girl from Clanad.
I've not seen that.
One of the two girls in the original Precure, which I know you haven't seen.
I've not seen that.
A character in Danganronpa, who I'm
wait.
pretty sure is a girl.
Wait, who?
I know it is. It's actually a boy, but he's feminine-esque.
Wait, no, I don't know this one, and I've played all the games.
They were in the Ultra Despair Girls.
Oh, right, that existed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not played that one.
I've played all the games.
You still ain't finished V3.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. I never claimed to have played all the games, though. There's the difference. Oh my god. Oh god. What happened? Okay.
So they're all men, but their names make you think they're not, but they are. That's the important thing. And they swim. This show, I'm gonna say something dumb. I think I've talked about this on the show as well, so like this isn't news. This was kind of interesting to watch all of the different varieties on swimming because I can't swim, so like they're doing stuff I can't do.
Wait, you can't swim?
I never learned. I can float if I stop moving. Because I'm fat.
Well, no, that just happens to everybody. Everybody will float if they stop moving.
I never learned because, like, I mean, we had a swimming pool in town, like a public pool in town, like when I was really little, but that closed down when I was like 4.
Oh, damn.
And I grew up in a pretty landlocked state, so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Yeah. I was gonna like ask you how you learned how to swim, but like clearly that hasn't happened yet.
Do you want to know how I swim? I stand up.
In like 6 foot water.
Well, 5.5 foot water. I'm 6'1", so I can go pretty far out and still just stand.
All right, buddy. You chill out with all that shit. Okay. Don't need to belittle us short people. At 5'10".
You're not even short.
I know. I'm average, which is worse. It's so much worse.
Only like a couple inches taller than you.
I know, but it's so much worse being 5'10" than it is being like actually short or like above 6 foot and above.
Oh, it was awkward. I was at work yesterday because we were just now starting back, and so like I was there with 2 of the other line cooks who were almost as tall as I am, and then our manager who's like actually like 4'9".
Yeah,
and so we're all just towering over the poor man.
Mm-hmm. But he has a very commanding presence.
Oh, absolutely, and he calls everyone bro, so you know he's serious.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, bro.
There was one. I was trying to clean the grill, and I was doing it stupid. I was trying to like reach over. The grill was off. Keep that in mind. And I was trying to like reach over to clean the back with a rag, and I couldn't quite get it. And he just looks at me. Well, looks up at me. He's like, "Just use tongs, bro." I'm just like, "Oh yeah."
Yep.
It was just really good energy in that exchange.
Oh man! All right, so Free.
Yeah.
So
we're like half an hour in. We should talk about this.
So you didn't know much about swimming, like at all?
Yeah, no. There's apparently different styles.
Have you ever watched the Olympics?
No. I thought people just swam. You get in water and you go to the end of the pool.
You don't even have it. You had half of that right.
Well, to the end and back.
Yeah. I don't think there's any event I don't think there's a 50 meter. Maybe there is. I don't know. Not in this show. That's for sure. All they mentioned specifically is 100 meter and 400 meter.
Okay, well, you swim a distance by getting in the water and moving forward. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, you had like no knowledge going in of the sport.
None. I
Okay.
had about as much knowledge as I did going into Kuroko.
That can't be true.
Dude, Kuroko was shoot ball into basket, and I knew the point lines, and that's about it. They start talking about like positions or like tactics or like, oh, he's the best point guard ever. And I'm just like, what the fuck is a point guard?
Oh my god.
Do I look like the kind of person who does sports?
No, but like, I thought I just figured everybody knew something about at least like,
Wow.
in America, the main two sports.
Hold on. That has the right amount of rum. It was all in the bottom. I mixed that very poorly.
Yeah, clearly. But I figured everybody like, because I would say that the big three sports in America are baseball, basketball, and football. Like the real football, not soccer.
That soccer is the original football.
Yeah, but it's not cool.
I know baseball
Like
pretty well
football.
because I used to play it. Basketball, I have a passing idea how it works. Football is just people running around and hitting each other and getting injured. That's all I see.
Okay, well that's not true at all. If you're listening to this and don't know much about sports, please don't. Football is a very legitimately complex game, and I hate that.
You have to have a very high IQ to understand.
That phrase
football.
has been memed to death. But like it there is a lot of tactics that go into football, because of
Grab
the starting
ball.
and
Run. If people get in the way,
how do you
knock them to
stop
the
people?
ground.
How do you stop people from getting in the way?
By running through them?
Yeah, okay, because the average person can run through multiple people when they don't have use of their arms because they're holding a ball. Yeah. No, there's tactics in it, but this is not Ice Shield 21,
Football doesn't
so we're
even
not
have
talking about
rules.
football. Oh my god, there's too many at this point. Holy shit. There's a reason the NFL is called the No Fun League. But this is, again, not Ice Shield 21. So let's get back to swimming, which is free.
I can't swim though.
Well, I'm going to throw you in the water. You better learn quick, buddy. So what are the four main, we're not four main styles, but the four styles used in the show?
Oh, fuck, pop quiz. So there's backstroke where you lie on your back and
Stroke.
yeah, and it looks confusing because I don't understand how you don't just go down doing that. There's breaststroke, which is pretty standard. You're like upright and you swing, you like push out from your chest and flap your wings. And then there's butterfly where you splish up and forward. And then there's freestyle, which I fucking don't know what that is.
Okay, wait. Let's go back to butterfly for a second. There's a key thing that you forgot with butterfly.
They splish.
No, they use both. You use both of your arms at the same time. Like your arms are going like this in front of you.
So do you in the other two. Like, you're with breast, both arms are going forward and then out, and then same with back is up and then out. So like,
no, backstroke is one arm this way, one arm this way. You're going like this in this motion.
wait, was that what he was doing?
Yes, that's what he's doing. Yes, and freestyle is not that's not a form of swimming. Freestyle means do whatever you want. The actual stroke, which they did say in the show, so I was hoping you might have paid enough attention or had it in your notes.
Is that what the difference between free and freestyle is?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So that is just a language thing.
Yes. Free, it's freestyle, and they've used it as multiple meanings. But No, the stroke that Haru does is the front crawl, which is the typical what you see, like, because it looks like you're crawling because you're kind of going like this motion, which is kind of like crawling. It's the front crawl. It's like what Michael Phelps did in, like, he won all those fucking gold
I've
medals
heard of him.
and shit.
He did Olympics.
Yeah, that you've never watched.
Correct.
Oh boy.
Aren't you glad you picked this show for me to watch?
Oh boy. This
Hey,
is
but all
gonna
of the
be...
characters look amazing, and this is counting the side characters too. Everyone's beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, of course. It's also something we haven't mentioned at all, but it is made by Kyoto Animation. That's the studio who did it. It was KyoAni, and the character designer was Futoshi Nishia.
Am I supposed to know that person?
Well, you know, he was with KyoAni for a long time, but he was one of the many people that died in the arson attack on Kyoto Animation.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was a very talented, like, animation director, character designer. He worked on most of KyoAni's stuff, like Hibike Euphonium, was Chunibyo, Tomoko Market, Silent Voice, Liz and the Bluebird. Yeah, he was a very talented, very, very talented man.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of a lot of those, and the designs look to be pretty darn good, and I suppose that would make sense if it's all consistently the same fella.
Yeah, and I mean, well, he didn't just do character design on all of them, but, like,
well,
yeah, but yeah, no, like, it's man, the muscles in this show look so good. Oh man, I do love good muscles.
They were done well. I don't like seeing muscles. It kind of wigs me out a little.
No, I love watching, like, bodybuilding competitions and stuff. And,
oh no,
like,
that's not my thing.
Oh man, it's so cool. But we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
So I want to know, before we get real deep into shit, because I know we won't.
You're just gonna grill me with questions this whole time now, aren't you?
What were your initial thoughts on one when I said this was the show, and two, when you watched the first episode? I want to know both of those things.
When you suggested this show, I mean, I wasn't too off put. Like, I mean, I'm more open to sports anime than I used to be.
Because of
now
me.
that I sort of understand the genre a little more, although it's still not my favorite, I feel like it is generally going to be harder for me to get into, because sports as a hook for the setting is not really terribly appealing to me. Mm-hmm. So, like, the rest of it has to be really, really good. First episode, it was a few days ago, so I've got to think back. I'm used to watching the entire show the day we record, but I actually got done ahead of time this time.
I actually got done pretty early as well.
Yeah, and then we still started late.
Shut the fuck up.
Opinions on the first episode. I mean, I did really, really like the designs. Like I said, I love the way all of the characters look, especially Rin with the, like, fucking pointy shark teeth are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off with Haru being like, everyone is going to be ordinary at 20. I can't wait till then. Let me fade into obscurity or whatever.
Yeah, because you're a prodigy at 9, a genius at, like, 16 or something, and ordinary at 20.
Normal at 20, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
something his
like,
late grandmother said.
He's not emo, but he's at least a little edgy. This is the energy I get from him. Like, he doesn't smile much, and he tries to act cool.
Okay, you have a very different read on characters than I do. Every time, I think. this is the second time you've called a character edgy, and I'm just like trying to wrap my head around it.
Look at his design. That is an edgy look.
He's not like edgy. He's not like trying. Out of the 5 main characters, the 5 boys, Rin is 100% the edgy one.
Rin has
He
an
has
edgy
sharp
attitude,
teeth.
not an edgy design.
He's got sharp ass teeth, wears black and red, and it's like snaps his fucking. He's 100% the if I had to put that label on one of them, he's the edgy one. I don't like putting that on any of them, but like Haru's just listless. He's not like he's not trying to put on like a fake persona. That's just who he is. He just doesn't want to deal with people. Like he's not like but it's not because he hates people. He just doesn't. He would just rather be by himself in the water.
And then there's 3 others. There's Nagisa is small and excitable and adorable. Ray is tall, blue-haired, and a nerd. I want to roast Ray for being like, I can totally do swimming. I've studied the theory and understand the mechanics behind it. I can't roast him for that because I say the same thing.
Yeah.
I have actually unsarcastically said stuff like that, like in some sort of physical activity, be like, no, I should be able to get this. I mean, I feel like I have the theory down. I looked into it a bunch.
Oh my god. Holy shit. There are people like Ray. I didn't believe that on my first watch. Oh my god. I'm learning so much tonight. Holy shit, this was a good choice.
No, man, it's all about, like, angles and how much power you put into it, and, like, gotta math that stuff out, man, before you start.
Or you can just do it like Haru.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Just fucking Shia LaBeouf that shit.
Oh, and there's also Makoto. He's the normal one. I love him. He's a good character. His design is like standard.
Well, okay. His design is like the big tough guy kind of design, but he's a soft boy. So I like that. I like that about it. I like his body shape at least. Like his face like gives away that he's a soft boy.
He is
because
big.
He's
He's the biggest.
But like he's a big guy. I don't know if I would probably say Haru's is more of, again, if I don't want to like box into like a standard character, but like I would say Haru's is probably closer to like a standard anime character.
Because I mean, I push it the other way around because of expression. Like, I call Haru edgy primarily because, like, he always looks angry at all the times, always.
Oh, see, I never saw angry. He always just seemed like he didn't really care, or was focused on something else.
Look at the top of the characters page that we have open right now. He's just anger.
Yeah, I don't see angry at all. I see that as like a model pick. That's like a model.
Wrong.
How do you see that as angry? I don't.
Because it is.
It's literally not. His mouth is like partway open. Like his eyebrows aren't even like tilted. He's just got out of the pool. It literally looks like a model shot.
Hold on. No, you are.
Or are you talking about?
Picture. You're looking at a different picture at the top of the page.
You're talking about the banner image.
Yes.
I would call that one intimidating. Not like angry, though.
Details.
He doesn't look. That's a very different thing.
No. They're adjacent.
No. No.
So they're trying to revive the swim club.
Oh my god. Okay.
And they like all get together because they used to swim in like middle school or something. They all get together and they're like, "Hey, let's go. We should remember swimming. Let's go dig up the trophy that we won. Ren's not here. He's in Australia, so we'll just have to do it without him." And so they go to work.
Okay.
I'm summarizing.
But you're not getting it correct. Exactly. There's very specific details. Very specific ones. They were in elementary school. Firstly, I wasn't gonna like correct you, but like there is a movie about them in elementary school, which is a very good movie. Highly recommend. But they were going to there not to dig it up, but they were going to because it was getting torn down. Like the place they used to swim at was getting torn down, and so they were going to see it. And then they were like, "Well, we can do this also." Like
either way, they end up going there with a shovel to dig up the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
But then it turns out Rin's back from Australia, and he dug it up without them, and it's just like, ha, losers, I'm the best swimmer, I don't need this anymore, and just throws the trophy on the ground.
Hey, you want to call Haru edgy after that move.
And so Rin is like the bad guy. And then, okay. I hopped on the theory train. I started my gears turning before Rin showed up here, and I got super excited over a thing that wasn't even remotely close to true.
Okay, how did you even theorize this early on in the show?
So, Ko was in the background of a few shots. Their manager, she becomes their manager later, is a girl with a boyish name, Go. She goes by Ko. She showed up in the background of a few shots, and she has the same color hair as Rin. And so they were talking about how Rin was in Australia. We haven't seen him since he got back. And then I see Go in the back of a shot, and I'm like, holy crap. Rin transitioned. No, she's his sister. I got very excited.
Oh, yeah, no. No. Okay. Yeah, okay.
I was very hype, and then they showed Rin, and I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. That's the simpler solution, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you not see like the cover image of the for the anime where Rin is on?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know if you had seen that on Crunchyroll at all or not.
No. So my theory was wrong. That got proved like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Yeah, no.
Well, actually,
yes.
No, go
continue.
ahead. Well, no, I was going to switch to a new character. There's one other very important character, and I love her.
Oh, Miho?
Is that
Amakata?
Yes.
Yeah, Amakata.
Amachan is what she goes by like the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sensei. Yes, it's Haru and Makoto's homeroom teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty cool. Because Haru skipped school the first day just because he didn't care about going to the opening ceremony.
He was too busy swimming in his bathtub.
Yeah, and but so like when he gets to class that day, she's like, "Oh yeah, you know they did the whole like he has a girlish name bit," and Makoto's like, "No, Haru's a boy," you know, that kind of thing. Kind of funny. It was kind of funny, but like then she's like, "Oh well, I'm a new teacher, I just started." Then Haru's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad I came to class when I have a brand new teacher who's never taught before." Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because there's also rumors going around that she used to work a job that somehow involved swimsuits, and she's super cagey about it.
Mm-hmm. And all of the boys are extremely, like, just fucking dense.
Yes.
Because it's pretty clear what that would entail.
Yeah, like, that's how they get her to be the student or the teacher advisor to the swim club, is Nagisa is just like, "Yo, I heard you used to work this job," and she's like, "Well, you stop talking about it if I help out."
Yeah, and then she's like, "Well, I'm gonna be a new teacher, you know, I have a lot of stuff I gotta do," and then Makoto's like, "Well, yeah, but like if you worked with a swimsuit company, then like you'd be able to help us out, like with theory and helping like make sure like their swimsuits are like fine and everything," and she's like, "Shut up. Fine, I'll join. Shut up."
It's really, really good. I sent you. So this wasn't until like an episode or two later. What did you think when I just out of the blue sent you a screen cap from the first time she gets called out about her old job?
I didn't realize that's when it was. when you'd send it to me.
Yeah,
I
that
thought it
was when
just
she got recognized, and it was so good.
I just thought it was a good screen cap. Like, I just thought it was a good face. That was pretty much it. Because this show is very expressive with its faces.
Yes,
which is
definitely.
Great.
And with taking off clothes, that happens a lot.
Yeah, but only for the guys.
Yes, actually. Because there's a lot of shots when they're like, they're going to run in the water, so they take their shirt off, and then Haru also tends to just, like, start taking his shirt off to get into random bits of water. Like, there's one...
No, oh, man. My favorite one is when they're going to go buy Ray a new swimsuit. They go to the store to buy it, and it's like a music, like, oh, God, what's that called? Where it's just, like, different scenes with music. There's no, like, voices.
It's like a travel montage.
Yeah, montage. It's like a montage of them like, in the store.
You're bringing up exactly the one I was about to say.
I figured, but God, it's one of my favorite parts from the fucking show. And then like Haru, like they're like, where did Haru go? Like what happened? And then it just cuts over to Haru, completely stripped down, except for in his swim trunks because he's always got those on, or his like swim shorts, and he's like stepping into a fish tank. Or about to step into a fish tank, and Makoto and Nagisa are just like, no, stop, and like running after him to get him. Oh man, it's so good. God,
I don't understand this movie.
It's so good.
There are a few sequences where the others do it. Like there's one where, I mean, obviously we don't see anything, but like the first time they go into a proper pool together,
like an indoor pool.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like more or less abandoned, so there's no one there. I mean, Haru like rips his pants off. He's got his swim trunks on under. And then Nagisa's like, I'm gonna join, and Makoto's like, you don't have swim trunks. He's like, I don't need them, and just hops in. Buck
well, no, he says like, well then let's go skinny dipping, and then he just in there.
He just goes for it.
And it wasn't just an abandoned pool. It was at what's the name? It was one of the pools at Samatsuka Academy, where Rin goes. It was one of their pools that they just weren't using at the time.
Yeah, they snuck in like after hours or something.
Yeah, and which makes it even better. It wasn't just like an abandoned, like at their old like place they used to swim at, which was actually abandoned. It was just at the time it was empty.
Yeah, and so
but
Nagisa
is so Nagisa's just so innocent that he doesn't really care.
He's a good egg.
Nagisa's really fun. Yeah.
Where do we go from here? Like, I one thing that like I feel like we've been really good about, but I'm trying not to fall into here, but with my notes I keep almost doing, is we've been really good about not just telling the story beat for beat.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next like aspect we should talk about? We've gone over characters more or less, unless we got to talk about Pizza Man. He is an important character. I just called him Pizza Man in my notes. It's
Sasabe, Coach Sasabe. He's great. He was their coach
really
back
good.
when they were back when they were in elementary school. He owned the pool that was getting torn down, and now he works as a pizza delivery guy. I see a lot of myself in him.
Oh, I don't know why.
He's got like multiple piercings. Bleaches his hair. I bleach it to then dye it another color, but it still gets bleached. And he's got a goatee, just like me. Though his is cooler. Mine looks like shit most of the time. But
I do really, really like him, and his interactions with Ama-sensei are excellent, because he's the one, like the first time they meet, he like squints and he's like, do I know you? And there's like this half-second reaction frame of hers that is absolutely excellent. It's the one I sent you just like out of nowhere at like 3 a.m.
Was it that late at night?
It was pretty late, I think. And then
it was like 7 p.m.
He's also the one that like they're hanging out like at his place eating a hot pot in the middle of summer to try to like train, and they just knock over. This is when they end up explicitly saying Ama-sensei's former work. One of them knocks over a stack of just like swimsuit magazines that were lying around in his house, and he goes to pick them up, and it just flips to a bunch of pages of her, and he's just like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, No.
It's really good.
No, there's lots of like really good like setups that then they deliver on. Not even just for jokes, but like for backstories of characters. Which the first time I watched it, oh God, okay, it's starting to hit the fucking Smirnoff and pineapple now.
Yeah, that's a very questionable mix.
I'll have it again after the break too. Don't worry.
Oh no.
But they even for like character story arcs, because the first time I watched this, free, right? Like I watched season 1, and I was like, holy fuck, this is so fucking good. And then like I continued on, but I didn't know shit about it. I thought it was just them in high school, because, well, the one thing I did know was there was a movie called Free Starting Days, which was about them as kids. And so I was like, okay, well, since it has a prequel movie, I guess like they probably don't go into it that much, you know, in season 1 at least. But like, there's a lot of it in season 1.
Yeah,
and
because
Free
I mean,
Starting
like,
Days is almost just like the full picture instead of like the pieces together. But like also more like it's very fucking good. God, that movie, everything.
yeah, there's a chunk of that backstory that is like very like immediately relevant to the division between Haru and Rin, and it explains the rivalry pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, but also it explains it slowly as it goes on, pretty much all through Haru's perspective, because like it's not necessarily, the story's not really told through Haru's eyes, but it's more told through Haru, Rei, Nagisa, and Makoto's eyes, and then Rin is like, we learn about him as those four do, rather than like we know the information about Rin that like the other guys don't, you know. It's not really told like that, and I'm really glad it was such a smart decision to do it that way, honestly.
I feel like my notes are very scattered. Like I don't I've got so many like little details that I want to bring up, but I'm going to say something that you're probably not going to like.
Watch
I
yourself.
like the individual details of this show a lot. There are so many little good things about this. Each of the episodes are great. The overall extending narrative is alright. So, like, I can geek out about, like, all these little things here and there that I absolutely loved, but as far as, like, talking my way through the storyline, I'm a little scattered.
Okay, like what exactly? Because I don't want to like, I feel like I've done it quite a few times, because somehow, not even just because they're my choice, but like recently I've had a bunch of shows that I love, right? And I feel like I keep like asking you like, well, like why didn't you do this, you know? Like I don't want to do that same thing again.
Well,
But
I mean,
like,
that is a very productive chain of conversation because it forces me to really analyze and break down what we're doing, which is already probably my biggest concern when we started this show a year ago, is that I am abysmally bad at putting my thoughts and opinions on something into words that I can actually break down and lay out. Doubly so when I've got rum in me. So that's part of my problem. That's part of why, like, that sentence really got away from me, because even I'm having trouble really identifying what's going on here. That, like, I can look at each episode and be like, oh, I loved this bit. I loved this, like, reference. I loved the design of this. I loved this little skit. But I'm having a difficult time talking about the show as a whole, because the show as a whole didn't do as much for me as all of these little sequences that I did enjoy within it.
okay, well, what was Okay, you said you like enjoyed the show like on an episode, like you enjoyed like the episodes individually, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be real. I still think the show was good as a whole. Like, I mean, I'll give rating later, but like,
Yeah.
I did enjoy watching this show. I didn't find the overarching narrative particularly compelling, in my opinion. But the interactions of the characters within each other, or amidst each other, was excellent, and I loved that. Especially anything with Ama Sensei or Nagisa, because those two are excellent.
Okay, so I guess if you don't mind going down that route, then to try to analyze it, if that's something you want to do, I'm fine
I can
with
try. I may not have answers for you.
it. That's fine. That's fine. Do you have a favorite episode?
Ooh. I would need a moment to think on that, actually.
Or like not even like a favorite episode, but like a favorite section, like like it could be like when they went camping on the beach, or it could literally be as small as like teaching Ray how to swim, or like teaching Ray how to swim for the first time, or like that
Actually,
kind of stuff.
I think you actually mentioned like my two favorite segments: the training camp, and pretty much anything involving Ray as he became a proper member. Both of those were really, really good chains.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of like actual stakes in the training camp episode. Like one of them straight nearly died.
Multiple of them
Well,
nearly
primarily
died.
one of them. When they got stranded in the ocean, swimming in the ocean during a flash storm. I really, really enjoyed, like you mentioned, the bit where they're first teaching Ray how to swim, because he did the same thing that I've said I do, where he's like, oh, I've studied up on the like the lore of the method. I understand the theory behind it, which that's the exact phrase. I have said the theory behind things on many occasion.
Okay, wait, but have you said the lore of the math before, or was that a new one?
That's an original, copyrighted.
Oh boy, don't
Put
sue
that
me.
on a shirt.
The lore of the math. Oh
The
my
lore
god.
of the math.
Yeah. Okay. Continue, please.
Where they're like, they'll be like, he's like, I've studied the theory, I know what I'm doing. They're like, all right, show us your moves, and he's like, he'll do it, and they're like, wow, your form's perfect. Now swim with that, and he just immediately sinks while doing the movements perfectly. Which I really like. That had a good energy.
It was great.
And the fact that every time he had to come back up for air, they used the same shot. Just
Oh yeah.
they'd cut it faster and faster every time. It was really good. And
It was so good.
and they did end up developing on that, because you do see them develop. He has like this heart to heart with Haru, and they're like looking at a butterfly, and it dawns on him that, wow, I haven't tried butterfly, and he does it, and it just like instantly works. It just clicks with him.
But even before that, Haru finally breaks and is like, okay, fine, I'll teach you how to swim. Only because it's getting him to his goal of being able to swim year round. First, like that's the only reason. But still, he's okay, fine, I'll teach you how to swim. He teaches him everything that he knows how to do. And everybody was trying to get Haru to teach him, because Haru's the best. And it doesn't work. And then when Ray comes up and you see Haru's face, Haru's just disgusted that he couldn't figure out how to swim. It was so good. So good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, because that is one of the plot bits, at least in the early bit, is they're wanting to be able to swim year round, which means they need to show accomplishment and improvement so that they can get a school budget, so that they can get a gym membership to a place with a pool.
Yeah. Because they have a pool at their school, but it's outside.
It's
and
rooftop.
they also had to fix it and make it usable, which is fine.
But still, if it's rooftop, you can't really use a rooftop pool in the middle of winter.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so they still need like an indoor pool, or else they're gonna have to just do lifting weights and running, which Haru had nightmares about, I think.
And then there were also a lot of other just like small like one-off gags I thought were excellent, because the show does do a lot of like individual riffs that are really, really good. Like there's one where they're trying to get Ray a swimsuit. Or this was actually during this previous sequence. And he's like, it's because I'm wearing a Speedo. That's what the problem is. And so he goes in and he's like, okay, I've taken into account the psychological effect of different colors on an athlete's psyche. So therefore I should apply all of them at once and gets rainbow pants.
Yeah. Yep.
It was...
I love how all of them are just like, are you really going with rainbow?
And then he doesn't, which makes me sad. I wish he kept them.
Oh, no. I really like his swimsuit, honestly. Is really, really nice. His final one. All of them have really good swimsuits that match their personality really well, I think.
They make an "I can smell you" joke when they're like, the group is like lurking around outside the windows on like the far end of the training room that Sanazuka, I think is the name of it, was in. Rin's group. Mm-hmm. And then Rin is just like, I smell mackerel.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the thing great. That Haru like always has with him.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't always have it with him, but that's what his go-to meal is.
Yeah, for all the times. Is mackerel and pineapple.
Well, that's just something he likes. That's not with the pineapple is not an always thing. But but like when they were like stranded on that island and had to stay in the thing, and they were looking for food in that lighthouse or whatever. They were looking for food and they found mackerel and pineapple, and then Haru's like, guys, we hit the jackpot. Or I think he said, man, guys, we really got lucky here. And everybody else was like, did we? Are you sure? What the fuck?
Yeah, no. I think, but that leads into the same thing where like every single episode had like a bunch of like little segments, one-off gags, or like mini episode-specific B-plots that I absolutely adored. Mm-hmm. And if there were that many hits in every episode of the show, why is it that the show as a whole doesn't really stand out to me that much? I don't really understand. That's part of my problem.
Yeah.
Like, why does a show made up of all bangers not be a banger itself? And I can't quite identify why that is, and it's weirding me out.
Yeah. Well, I think what we should do is go on our break. And maybe I don't want to talk through it too much, but maybe talk through it slightly while we're on break, and then we'll come back and really dig deep into why your taste isn't that great, apparently.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding, but also I don't know how else to explain it.
No, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I do want to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me being weird. I don't know.
Who knows? But we'll try to figure out this mystery when we return after the break.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of A Shot of Free. That's not our title.
I mean, maybe it might be from now on, baby. Let's go. You said that with confidence, too.
I did. I committed, man. And then A Shot of Weeb, the show, we need to come up with a better subheader. What the fuck's the word? Tagline.
Tagline?
We don't have one.
I was about to say, yeah, literally anything is better because we don't have one. So
yeah, we need to work on that. The show where we get drunk and ramble about anime. And we have been very successful. Well, I've been very successful on the first one of those fronts so far.
I couldn't tell.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
Okay. So before we get right into it, you don't have to if you would not like to, but I am going to take a shot.
Well, I'm going to take a sip of my grog. I literally don't have shots to do right now. So
yeah, I know. I didn't know if you even wanted to take a sip with me, but
I'll sip with you.
All right, come by.
Come by. I think I still put the emphasis wrong on that word. Like, I've called it out multiple times, and then I still put the tensity on the wrong syllable.
Yeah, you don't really want you don't really want much emphasis, really at all.
Yeah, it's pretty even, whereas I'm always like, kanpai.
Like kanpai.
Kanpai. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I do it weird. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, this Smirnoff Sours is really living up to its name. It's definitely sour.
Dude, yeah, you just gotta go in on the sour, man. I got lemon wedges, dude. I ought to just eat the lemon wedge. That's actually really good. I might do that later.
It is actually really good. I do like just like lime wedges and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like some good sour stuff. I'm kind of want to try what you've got.
You should get it. It doesn't taste like shit like the last Smirnoff you had.
The last Smirnoff I had, dude, that was the best celebration when I finally got rid of it.
Yeah. Smirnoff, you're not a shitty company, just the one alcohol, but like this is good, so you should sponsor us.
Like how we keep doing these bits like someone from Smirnoff is gonna fucking watch our show.
Arnold Palmer is gonna watch this from beyond the grave.
Arnold himself.
Yeah. From beyond the grave, because he is dead.
No, I need to write a letter to Ben and Jerry and be like, "Hey, I live in your state. Give us money."
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. What is our cause? We're getting drunk and we're talking about anime.
Look, anime is the way of the future.
Possibly. Alrighty. Well, we were talking about free, and before we went on break, you were kind of saying how you didn't really you didn't understand why you didn't like the show as a whole, but liked it as its pieces. Is that right? Like that's essentially
slightly incorrect. I did still
Okay.
like the show. I did not like the show overall as much as I did each of the episodes. Like, I watched an episode, and there were a couple episodes that were slow, yes, but most of the time there'd be bits and pieces that I really, really enjoyed, but the whole thing together wasn't as enjoyable as the individual bits, and that literally doesn't make sense. But that's what I feel like it is.
Yeah, and that like it's really weird that you just like more the parts than the overall. Like you like that more because it's not really like Free isn't an episodic show at all. You know, it definitely has a narrative that's progressing throughout each episode. It more is like arcs, I would say, that, you know, kind of continue as the show goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, as most of these shows are. Like, yeah, I mean, that's why this is, like, frustrating me, too, is because that doesn't make sense. I think it's because I like the energy this show has. I like the humor this show has. I like the design this show has. I think it's the setting and the driving force of swim competitions doesn't really get me as invested, and the other main driving force, which I feel is supposed to be the dynamic between Rin and Haru, also doesn't really grip me that much, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know about the second one. I don't know why it doesn't because it does for me, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it around then. So instead of like you hopping in and being like, "Oi, why don't you like this?"
Mm-hmm.
You explain to me why do you like this? What do you find so compelling about this story?
Can you give me a place you would like me to start?
Well, let's go with our most recent point. Let's go with the Haru Rin dynamic.
I really like that the dynamic that they have together, because it's Haru is, as he says at the beginning, you know, he's in the stage where he's like talented now or whatever, but like he's like a prodigy, right, of swimming. Like it's what he loves doing, and he also happens to be good at it, right? I feel like that's what being a prodigy is more than like just having an innate talent. You know, it's also like you're also going to be good at it, but like some people might be prodigies at something, but like don't like it, and so you'll never really know. You know, if that makes sense. Versus Ren, like, because well, Haru doesn't have any, because of that. It's just his love for it. He doesn't really have any ambitions for swimming, right? He does it for his own enjoyment. Whereas Ren has these ambitions of like wanting to be in the Olympics. He wants to be the best swimmer in the world, right? And like he leaves to go to Australia to chase that dream. And as the story, we don't at first, I love the way that it's set up as well, and the way that narrative is kind of told, where at first we don't know why, you know, like what's going on, like why he's changed so much, because he clearly has changed quite a bit. We don't know why he did that, but like also we learn pieces throughout, and we get multiple different perspectives on like maybe this is what it is. And like I think the initial one was because Haru quit swimming, because like nobody else knew that Rin had come back, you know, from Australia for the summer or whatever, except for Haru, which Haru didn't tell anybody. But like Rin had come back every summer, or no, not summer, New Year's, it's my bad. He came back on New Year's every year. And like he didn't talk to anybody else because he raced Haru once and like lost to Haru, and got super pissed because he, you know, had just literally left the country, his family, all of his friends, to go train in this one pursuit, you know. He'd given up his life to do it, right, to chase his dream kind of thing. And then when Haru beats him, he kind of we kind of see that this picture that like that made him think all his time was wasted, because he never, even with all that training, he still couldn't beat Haru. And then it continues, and like Haru gives up swimming, you know, and Rin gave up swimming as well, until the story starts, and you know, we get the anime, the current time. You know,
I realized I didn't initially think that like frustration about putting in practice and then still not being better than someone, I didn't really put much stock into that, but I realized like I can see that, if I may say something kind of stupid.
I mean,
it's a dumb analogy.
Oh boy.
I love video games, okay? Bear with me. I can see you dying inside already.
I don't know. I just, the way you said that, you're like, I love video games. Like, it was just, you timed that so well. Okay, I'm sorry.
I am
Please continue.
Drunk, sleepy, and very overwarm. That is a very interesting combination.
That's for sure.
I mean, I play a lot. I practice. I put in effort. I put in hours. And yet most of my friends will still stomp me into the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So like, now that I like frame it in that like perspective that is actually applicable, I'm like, yeah, no, actually, I can see that. I can see just like tapping out if you put in, you know, months of work to win a tourney, and then your childhood friend who has not been practicing and isn't even trying to win just like dunks on you in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I do feel that.
Yeah.
I just hadn't really like thought of it in terms that associated with me.
Mm-hmm. See, I think one of the things I think that the like angle, you can correct me if I'm wrong, But I feel like the angle that you come at sports anime with is like that the sport is core to the story. But
I try not to. We've had this conversation before during the Princess Stride episode.
Yeah, but I feel like in this case you definitely did that. Maybe not even like maybe it was all like, what's that one word where it's like unintentionally?
Is it unintentionally?
There's another word for it, but yeah, sure, it'll work. But like, yeah, maybe you did it like unintentionally, not. Oh no, it's gonna bother me. Unconsciously. That's the word.
Subconsciously.
Subconsciously, sure. Maybe you did it subconsciously, and like because like I feel like with basketball, you can
I can at least pretend
there.
I know what's going on.
Well, like if you like were with a group of friends, like you could dribble the ball and shoot the ball, but like with swimming, because you don't know how to swim, like that's already an immediate, like you wouldn't even be able to join in. I'm not like
it's
I'm
an
not
extra
trying,
level of disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah, like you get what I'm saying, and I think so maybe that might have put that there, because this whole story, it doesn't have, like, obviously, like because of who the characters are, it needed to be swimming, but like the story could have been told through anything. Like this literally could have been told through like two young boys who had their own custom built mechs, and one of them went to college and the other just did it as a hobby, like that. Literally it could have been told that way, but because it's through the lens of swimming, I think maybe subconsciously that might have happened, because like I was going to try to put it in a video game analogy for you to see if that helped actually, and clearly, yeah, that worked for you.
But I mean, also now that I like really think on it, though, isn't this like a pretty standard like anime formula? Is like we both do this thing, and I'm irritated that you're better than me at it, despite all the effort. Like I feel like that's pretty common. I mean, that or like frustration in the like perceived lack of practice. Like I feel like that's kind of how the first like season or two of My Hero Academia was with Bakugo and Deku. I had that similar like rival, and they're angry that like you're not taking it seriously. Well, actually, no. MHA was more like you don't deserve the power. Never mind. That's a bad comparison.
Yeah, it was not the best.
I still feel like that is a storyline that is picked up decently regularly, though.
I mean, yeah, but if you can break down any story to its like basic elements and like fit 30 different stories in it, it's not necessarily how it's not necessarily the actual story that makes something great. It's more the execution that like puts it over the top. So like whether that goes into the character writing, like dialogue, the actual like the order that the story is told in. Like we keep getting these, like in Free, we don't know the whole picture of their past that they're currently dealing with now. We don't have that like linear timeline. And doing things that way. And I'm trying to think of, what is I gotta look real quick. I mean, like Azuken, right? If we just break that down to its most basic, or not to its most basic, but to a relatively basic level, the same way I think that we did with Free, me included. But it's a group. It's these group of high school students get together to make to start. They get together to start a club because they have a really big interest in this topic, except for one of them. I'll even add that little extra detail there, right? But they're still on board to like be with the club for whatever reason. And as the show goes on, they continue making better and better things. I mean, that's, when you break it down, that's just the plot of like K-On! It's and like there's other countless shows that are like that as well. And it's more, I think what sets shows apart is the details instead of the like basic narrative,
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I don't know. Like, I think it's, at the end of the day, like, and this is part of what's frustrating, especially when I'm trying to do reviewing, is when I get to that kind of like almost standstill where I'm like, I know how I feel about this, but I can't pinpoint why I feel it. I'm kind of to that point. Like, I feel like the show really, really didn't grip me, but I can't identify what of it wasn't good, especially because when I do dive into the individual points, I really don't have much of anything negative to say about this. It just didn't have... I don't know. Like, it feels like it's missing... No, because even then, I can't identify what it is it might be missing that keeps it from being up with the tops. I'm kind of stumped. This is the problem with us doing a show where like we finish watching the show and then record it like 5 hours later. I didn't have time to like script out or really hash out my thoughts, which usually isn't a problem, but this time it really, really is.
I'm not... Okay, so this is gonna be a bit of a crazy idea, okay? But what if we gave our final thoughts right now, and then by your final thoughts, and then you can like listen to what I have to say for my final thoughts. We could try to figure out, like, you don't even have to give it a score right now. You could save that still till the end.
Well, I do have my score because I did compare it to like my other listings, and I know about where it falls in.
But I was just saying if you wanted to save that for whatever reason. But because I don't, because I'm trying to figure out how exactly to like help you figure out, because obviously I fucking love this show, and I just can't understand like where you're at right now, because I never even like on my initial watch. I mean, I guess I'll go into this little bit, and that might give you the different perspectives of the show we have, because I think I've kind of mentioned this to you or whatever, but when I like my thoughts of this show, basically until watching it, was that it was like not necessarily, it wasn't like yaoi or anything, but it was that it was a very heavily gay show with like a little bit of swimming in it, right? And I was like, that's fine if that's like your thing, do whatever. But I was like, I don't know if that's necessarily like something that I would really care for, but like I'm not that way anymore. I'll literally watch almost anything. Wob, I saw like a gleam happening. I don't want that shit. No. But yeah, so I was recommended this to me by one of my friends. He had won a free wall scroll of free at like a convention or something, and he was like, I guess since I got it, I guess I better actually watch the show. It's like,
fair
okay,
enough.
yeah, that makes sense. And he watched it and he was like, oh no, this fucks, right? And then he told me, he was like, dude, you gotta watch this, because I was like I really liked sports anime already at the time. Like big Haikyuu was like already up there, all that stuff. I think I'd either started or was about to start Joe 1, Ashita no Joe 1. But regardless, I watched it and I was like, damn, this is fucking insane. And it motivated me to, like, I'd wanted to cosplay for a while, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta do one of these. I gotta cosplay one of these. I don't know what it was that possessed me exactly to be like, I have to cosplay a free character. But like when you just get like a inkling of an idea or something, and you're just like, I have to do it. It doesn't matter. That's basically what happened.
Well, how do you think? It's almost how this show started.
Yeah, that is true.
Inspiration struck in the form of a bottle of McGillicuddy's.
But when I decided that I was gonna cosplay, I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. That means the jacket and the swim trunks, and that's it. And so I was like, I gotta get in shape.
Wait, have I seen this picture? I think I have, actually.
You have seen this picture. I don't think I'm gonna put it in the episode. But like, yeah. So and I was like, I have to get in shape, and so it got me motivated enough to work out consistently, eat right, and I got in pretty decent shape. And that was just part of the reason that I really love Free, because I also like the characters. I really enjoyed all of their like interactions with each other, just them as characters. I really liked the story, and I did find it gripping. Like, I think I watched season 1, season 2, Starting Days, the other 2 movies. I don't know, I've got them up there. But I basically watched everything in like a week, because season 3 hadn't come out yet. Right. And so I was just hooked on it. It hit me unexpectedly. And so, yeah, that was kind of like my initial viewing experience. And so that's I don't know if that helps you at all, if you were even able to follow it, because that's, now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been rambly as fuck.
It was a little bit rambly, but like, I think I get where you're coming from. Is the show like hit you with like a pretty solid motivation, and helped you make like a legitimate change in your life, and therefore I can see you'd attribute some extra approval onto it for exactly that accord.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like part of it for me, I don't know how valid this is. I feel like it's a little bit invalid, but
okay.
With the sports anime that I have dabbled with, I think it is just partially at its core a slightly inaccessible genre for me. Because I mean, I've seen, I don't know if I can really say that, because most sports anime that like I've not seen, but like I know what they are, just don't sound appealing. This show was good, but not amazing. Kuroko was good, but not amazing. Prince of Stride was kind of an exception, because that one slapped.
Yeah, but okay, but I want to make it clear, when you say Kuroko was good but not amazing, you did really enjoy that show, and I believe at the end of the episode you said, I'm gonna watch seasons 2 and 3.
I haven't.
Have we watched any of the sequels we said we were gonna watch yet?
I am halfway through Zombieland Saga Revenge.
Okay, so like what is that, like 2%? But like, I swear to God, you send that one Kuroko gif fucking all the time.
This is a really good GIF.
But like,
well, part of that
but
is because I only have 2 saved GIFs on Discord, and I'm usually too lazy to pick out a new one.
oh, you should definitely up that number. I'll send you the one from Elfen Lied where they kick the dog again.
So this is no, don't. So this is gonna be. I'm partially giving away my score a little bit early here. I definitely didn't enjoy the show as much as Princess Stride. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as Kuroko, although it is ending up on the same like number tier. So if you've seen our Kuroko episode, you know what I'm rating this show.
I don't even remember what that is.
But like within that number, it's definitely below. Is it, bro? This actually might be on par with Kuroko. I enjoy this show over this show and Kuroko for different reasons. I love the dynamic of the main cast in this show a lot. Each of them bring a lot to the table. Like, I love Nagisa's energy. I love that Makoto is just a generally good dude. I love that Rei is a fucking nerd. He's one of my people. Whereas in Kuroko, even if I don't really understand basketball, I like the way they pose the basketball games almost as in anime or like similar to in MHA fight scene almost, where there's like people activating abilities in the middle of the game to do insane trick shots pretty much.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the characterization and the humor of this show more than Kuroko, whereas I enjoy the like I don't know, mechanics? I think that's the wrong word. I enjoy the method through which Kuroko is conveyed. Because I think it's kind of like similar to... I'm going to draw a little bit of a comparison to Girls in Panzer. Like,
okay,
the way they approached the battle sequences in Girls in Panzer, even though I didn't like the rest of the show, was really, really cool, because you could see how the challenges were like, how the battles were like tipping in either side's favor back and forth throughout the thing. Whereas this show, I wouldn't say the plot is completely building up to the tournaments per se, but the actual swim competitions are a very, very small amount of this show. Like, when one of the characters goes in to swim, they're swimming for maybe like 10 seconds, because that's all that really takes. I suppose you can't really draw out a swim competition shonen style. Like, so I think
they have
that
moments of them swimming though, where it's like inside of their head, where like they're like fully underwater, like heavily breathing.
Yeah,
you know, that kind of thing, which is more of like, because like if you've played sports and stuff and like ever gotten into like, you know, the zone, whatever you want to call it, you know, you got really focused, then like, you know, like time allegedly does slow down, and everything, and no, continue.
That particular instance where it like goes dark and you're getting in their head, I didn't really see that as an extension of the competition. I do really appreciate that was used to really good effect in the finale, where you're giving each character's perspective on more or less the journey to that point, kind of. Or was that each character, or was it Haru talking through all of that, actually?
No, you got each character. I'm almost positive.
I'm a little foggy at the moment, but I did like that.
Well,
but
I know
I did...
Makoto, definitely.
Okay, so it was each of them, but yeah, I didn't really see that as an extension of the competition so much as this is the end of the show. Give each character an opportunity to reflect, give their like 2 cents on the journey they all just undertook together throughout their like training and whatever, and like really getting the gang back together. This is why I said it's confusing Now, don't I didn't dislike the show. Do not think I disliked the show.
Fucking good.
The fact that I can't find anything bad to say about it, but still only give it a 7. No, fuck. I gave it a 7. The fact that I don't.
You motherfucker.
I jumped the gun a little bit there.
Just a smidge. Yeah.
The fact that I don't have anything bad to say about this is why it feels weird that I can't really rank it higher. But in terms of how much I enjoyed the show as a whole, I can't really put it higher than that. There's so many other shows that I just had a better time watching. This show was good. I enjoyed it. Am I in any kind of rush to rewatch it or recommend it to people wholeheartedly? Not really. I mean, it was good. Watch it because it's not bad. It's worth a go. It just didn't do it for me that much. It didn't hit that spot that I like it to, I guess.
I think I had told you, but one of the things that I really or that I'd said before when I chose this show outside of the podcast was like I don't expect you to like it as much as I do, because very specific reasons. But I think I also said, if you don't like this show, prepare for the fucking worst. You know.
Hopefully I liked it enough that you're not gonna rant at me for disrespecting it.
A 7 is getting real close, buddy. You're really walking the line.
This is the bottom half of the 7s.
Oh, you bitch. Everything would have been fine. But
what
no.
if it stayed in the top half of the 7s?
It would have been passable.
It's still a 7.
Anyways. But I don't even know where I was going. Made me so upset with that one fucking comment. I swear to God. Okay, so when we were on our break, I hope you don't mind me just shifting gears
Oh no.
real quick. Right before we took the break, we said we would kind of talk through a little bit to see, whatever. And then on our break, we did that. And one of the things that you said, which I think we kind of talked through a little bit earlier, but you said you didn't really like Ren's actual motivation didn't make sense.
Yeah, and I mean we did talk through that at the beginning of this second half. Like I had a little bit of a poor perspective on it, I think.
Yeah, because one of the things too that we didn't mention then, was because we didn't talk at all when we got the full story of Ren's what all he was going through. We never actually that wasn't something we actually discussed at all, because Ren didn't quit swimming just because Haru beat him, after he'd gone training, but he had hit a wall in his training, and Haru beating him was kind of like, shit, okay, I can't ever progress after that point. Was there anything specific about that you didn't, that was that we hadn't, or we haven't already discussed?
I do think I just got a little bit confused because the perceived motives of why Rin initially quit swimming shifted a couple of times through the show, and I think I got a little bit lost in there.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's a storytelling issue or if it's a I'm dumb issue. It could legitimately be either one.
I was, I mean, I was never, because as they kept being like, no, it's actually this reason, and when we finally got the real reason, I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. But it was also like Haru's like interpretation mattered, like all the interpretations mattered throughout the story.
So okay, just
I
to
just
make
I
sure
don't I
I
don't
have
want to
it,
I'm just trying, I don't want to call you dumb,
to
but like
make sure I have it right.
yeah.
What is the final actual reason why Rin quit swimming the first time? To make sure I'm on the right page.
Because he hit a wall in his training in Australia, and the one guy he could never beat, like that taught him like the love of swimming, was Haru, kind of deal. So he was like, all right, if I can race Haru and I beat him, because I've done all this training, he hasn't been training. He's like still been in like the clubs and whatever, but he hasn't actually like been to professional training. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, so he was like, if I could beat him, then I know that my training is paying off. And then, so then when he lost to Haru, he was like, well, everything I've done is pointless.
Okay, so I do have it down. Okay, I was beginning to question whether or not it had changed again after that revelation, and I was confused.
No, that's the revelation of it. But like, how do you feel about that part now?
Well, like I said, I mean, I think the first time through, I was like, oh, well, that's a dumb reason. But now that I actually think about it, like, no, I completely see why that would get someone to tilt and tap out. Like, I think it just didn't resonate with me the first time, to where I'm just like... I didn't have the get good mentality, but I almost had the just do better. Just practice more. But,
Yeah.
like, that's not the right way to think about it, and that's definitely not how Rin would have thought about it. So,
Yeah, because I personally, I really like that aspect of it, because I don't know, I feel like with a lot of my like favorite shows, and whatever, a lot of it like applies. Like, well, you know, like obviously it's gonna be a fucking banger because my taste is impeccable. I saw that head nod in agreement. Yep. But it, you know, but like also, I feel like it's gonna, because, you know, to be one of my favorites, it's got to go like, it's got to do that one thing, hits me right here, and it might not even be a perfect show. Like there could be flaws out the wazoo, but if it hits me where it counts, you know, that for me,
Yeah.
that's what really matters. And I think that for me, I think it is the overarching story for the most part is what really like hits. While like there's moments throughout, like you know, like Ray learning how to do this starting from nothing, and like learning how to do it because he was like, one day he just saw, you know, Haru swim, and he was like, oh fuck.
he read the lore behind
Shit.
the math, dude.
I fucking hate that I can't tell you you're wrong, so shut up. But you know, like I like, that's fucking amazing. Like Haru as a character, his kind of progression is great. Makoto being the fucking best bro possible, love that shit. You know, there's so much I love in this show. But I think it is that overarching narrative that's really, yeah, I really like fucking right there, baby. You know what I'm saying? And so when you were kind of like, I don't, the overarching narrative, I think you said at the beginning you didn't fully understand it, or like it, and like it just didn't really hit for you.
I think it just didn't hit.
Yeah. It was very. I was like trying to figure that out because that is what, like what did it for me. So.
Yeah, and I mean, regardless, even if that had really caught up, this show doesn't. The reason it's not a 10 for me is because there is a pretty specific quality that I look for tens as well. And it's pretty similar to how you have. It has to hit. It has to move me emotionally in some way for a 10 usually. Just really didn't do that. So like, even if I had liked it more, it didn't have the 10 out of 10 quality. At least not for me.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't expect it to be a 10.
Yeah. I think this was just all around a solid show, but it's not anything I'm going to get crazy hyped about. Like, it didn't... It has a lot of really, really good aspects, but the show doesn't really pull me in that much. Like there's some shows that I've absolutely adored on here that I'll put on an episode and I'll just be like, oh dang, I can't wait to find out what happens next, let's keep going. Or like, I have to stop watching for a period of time for one reason or another, and I'm like, dang, I can't wait to get back into this. This didn't really do that. Like, I watched a few episodes here and was like, okay, that's enough, I'll go do something else, come back, watch a few episodes, like, cool, that's enough for now.
Yeah, no, I've never... This is the second time I've watched this show, and no, I haven't once ever been that way. Like, the only reason I even... Because I started it yesterday, as we're recording this, right? Like, before the last time I slept, I watched it, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna watch, like, 5 episodes, and I'm going to bed, because I just got off work. It was like 12:30, 1 a.m., I was like, I need to go the fuck to sleep. And like, I started it, and I was like, I got to my 4 episodes. I was like, yeah, we'll do the 5. Yeah, it's fine. I was like, if I watch one more, then that's like halfway. Then that's less for tomorrow. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like, I'll get ready for bed, then I'll watch the final episode. Or like the 7th episode, And then I was like literally laying in bed like, fuck, dude, I should really just watch episode 8 because then it leaves less for tomorrow. Like, I didn't want to stop ever. It was more of necessity that I had to. And that's the same way it was when I initially watched the entire franchise.
And I'm glad that this show does that for you. I've definitely had shows like that I just wanted to keep getting into. For me, this isn't it, but I'm glad that it does do that for you.
Yep. I didn't think it would the second time, honestly. I didn't think I was like, well, it's my second time watching it. Like, I know what happens. It didn't fucking matter. Didn't change shit.
Whereas I was still budgeting out my episodes. Like, I went in with this. I've been working on it the last few weeks. I was trying to keep this morning generally free because I had an event I wanted to go to before recording. And so I had a limited amount of time to watch the show today. I couldn't watch the whole show today like I normally would. So I wound up doing like, okay, I'll do 3 episodes on Sunday and then 6 after the meeting on Monday because I thought the meeting was going to be like an hour and then it was 6 hours long. And then I'll do the other 3 before Magic today. And then that turned into, I did in fact watch 3, and then the meeting went long on Monday, and then I watched 4 episodes. And then went and did something else. I'm like, 4's good enough. And then I wrapped up what I was doing, and I was like, okay, I was saying I was going to do 6. I'm only at 4. I may as well get one more in. And so I pushed in one more episode. And then today I had a very limited amount of time to get through the last 4 episodes. I'm like, okay, I need to get this done. And sat down and just pushed my way through the last 4, although I kept wanting to go. In between each episode, I had to do that argument of like, I'd really rather go do this for a bit. And no, you need to get that done.
Yeah, I mean, I've had shows that we've done for this podcast.
Oh, I know. I've picked them.
Yeah, you have. I contemplated not even finishing Babylon. But I was like, I got to. I can't
You
come
would have been
into this.
disgraced as a reviewer.
No, I think it would have been for the best for my mental sanity. But
I do still say that show was much better the first time through.
Okay. Sure. If that was better, I don't want to watch it a second time.
No, it's better the first time through. The second one, I agreed that yeah, this is
that was my first time. I'm saying if I don't want to watch it a second time, if that's
yeah,
as good as it
you
gets.
should watch it again. See if you can hit a 1.
Is it not a 1?
Oh wait, did you give it a 1?
I thought it was.
Oh, I thought you gave it a 2. No, you totally did give it a 1. I think that's a little unwarranted. I think it's at least still a 5. I think I gave it a 5 or a 4.
Not a second of that show is enjoyable, but regardless, Free is fucking amazing.
Gamer president.
Gay men swimming. So Free is fucking great. One of the
That was really good.
Thank you. I am funny. You never like really give me credit for it, but like finally my time has come. But the other thing with this show is on this rewatch, which I wasn't expecting this to happen either. I have got a fucking like plan. Like a meal.
Oh, no.
I made a meal plan. I've got like a schedule to like slowly, progressively get me back and working out. Like, yeah, there's fucking for some reason Free does that shit to me, and I don't know what it is about this show, but like it always makes me want to like better myself, mostly physically. Actually, I think it's because they show a lot of like really fucking nice muscles. Like, holy shit, they look so good. I just want to look like Haru, but
yeah, muscly people don't really do it for me, so I don't get the same effect from it.
I like slim muscly, like Haru, like Spider-Man. I don't want like the Hulk or like Thor, you know. I don't like or like Arnold at his prime. I don't need all that, but like I do like definition in muscles, you know. And so, but like it also just like wants me to be just better at like shit that I do just generally. And I don't know, I don't fucking understand it at all. Wish I did, so that I could like actually you know, pinpoint why that is and like be like, oh, okay, if this one does it, then maybe this thing will also do it, you know, kind of like that way. But
I mean, basically, I feel like the gist of it is like this show connects with you on a level that it really doesn't with me, and I can't really say why that is. I don't really know, and it's great that it does do that for you. I don't see it. I just don't.
Yeah. No. Saying I'm not necessarily at this point. I've given up trying to get you to raise your fucking score. Goddamn bastard.
I mean, you
7.
even said yourself you can't really identify what it is about it that gets to you.
No, I can't. No. But I was trying to get it above with the fucking low 7s. God.
Okay, I'll give you mid 7s.
Okay. Yeah. You made it back to that like real thin ice there, buddy, but better than being in the fucking frozen water.
3/4 7s.
But before we give our like final thoughts, which we'll do very quickly because we basically
I've kind of already given mine.
I just have the one thing I wanted to mention. It has nothing to do with anything we were just talking about except that it's Free related. So you know how like they all like the main 4, so Rei, Haru, Makoto, and Nagisa, right? They've got the Iwatobi jackets, which I had on at the first half of this episode, but I took it off. I don't know if you noticed watching through the show that they wear them differently.
Yeah, they do.
And I think it's really cool, and just by that one small little fucking detail gives you a lot of like information about their characters, you know, like because Rei, he zips it all the way to the top because he's a fucking nerd, and only nerds
Just like how I used to.
But like, you know, he zips it all the way up to the top and and it's like orderly. There's no way for it to get like messed up. At least, you know, like there's no way for it to like bounce around or anything, right? Keeps the jacket quote unquote beautiful. And then you've got Nagisa, who he like has it zipped up most of the way, you know, but like, and then the I believe, oh god, I'm trying to remember exactly how he has the collar. His collar is like folded down, right? Like gives him, it makes it look more like sporty, and like he uses it a lot more because the collar can't even stand up on its own anymore, that kind of thing, right? You know, Makoto, he's got it's zipped slightly lower, but still like probably about halfway up. The collar popped up because it, you know, he's open to people, and you know that's the jacket's open, but he's like also like kind of like the strong like rock of the team kind of deal. And so that's why his collar still stays up. And then Haru's is fully unzipped so that he can take it off because he takes off his clothes a lot.
He does do that. I've got a proposition for you. I do theoretically have one more thing to talk about, but unfortunately I don't think I'm really comfortable talking about it on the show yet. So I'll bring it up to you afterward. Since we've kind of already given our final thoughts, I know I've given my score. Have you already given your score?
I haven't said it.
I think you did.
But I think I basically have. I haven't technically said the number. It's a 10. It's a fucking 10, boys.
Yeah.
And it stayed a 10.
Since we've both more or less hashed over anything we might say in the final thoughts at this point, how about instead of a final thoughts, we do an abridge best debate? I'm not going to say best girl, best person. It's open to everybody.
It's open to everybody? Okay. I mean, I still know who mine is. I want to... We have to guess each other's, though.
We do.
Do you want to go first?
Though, the fact that you had to double-check that, oh, it's for everybody, but I still know it, means I think you still chose one of the girls, because you're used to best girl debate.
Okay.
So I'm going to mind game my way to guess Ko for you.
Fucking no.
Ah. All right. Take your shot at me. We'll bounce back and forth.
I'm going to guess because you're jealous that my Discord profile picture is Nagisa, that it's Nagisa.
Nagisa is second.
Would he have been first if it was just the main 5 boys?
If it was just the boys, yeah.
Okay.
I shouldn't have told you that. I just knocked out 4 other options for you.
I wasn't. I knew that was going to be your favorite out of the boys. I just wanted to confirm it. I wasn't going to guess any of them, otherwise.
Probably him, and then Ray, and then.
Yeah, I knew
Makoto.
Ray was going to be up there. Okay.
In that order.
Alrighty, your go.
Okay. So now I'm beginning to second guess whether or not you even did pick one of the girls. But I think you still did. Unless you're picking like a really side character. I'll lock in my second as Ama-sensei.
No.
No. So you didn't even pick one of the girls. Okay, take your shot, even though I've pretty much knocked out like half the options for you.
I think it's that one swimmer in episode 3 that was like way in the background at timestamp 3:20. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude! I knew that was it. I knew you'd love that fucking. So I'm at a crossroads.
Well, which path do you take?
I think because you opened it up to all character, I'm doing the opposite that you did. I think because you opened it up to all characters, you wanted to make it more difficult because you chose one of the girls. That's my thought process right now.
Okay. Where do you follow from there?
I'm gonna go with Amachan.
You are usually the one who gets it right first.
Yep.
I love the dynamic she has with like everybody. Like I there's one, I'm gonna explain a joke. There's one segment when they're trying to get characters to join the club, and they're just like, "Yo, maybe we just put on the flyer that you get to see Ama Sensei in a swimsuit if you join," and she like teleports behind him. It's just like, what was that?
It's a recurring thing too.
It's so good. I
It's
love her.
really
She's great.
good. She is really good. All right.
But you were right. Nagisa is second, which is actually why I opened it up to all, because by the time I proposed this, I always call it best debate, but it really turns into a guessing game. I was still like trying to figure out if I was gonna say Ama or Nagisa as my choice, which is why I put it on the whole field.
Because see, I was gonna propose a best boy debate because it is about swimming boys, but like I'm very well open to an all debate.
Nagisa best boy, Ama Sensei best girl.
Okay.
Sasabe honorable mention, because he's fun.
He is really fun. All right. What's your guess? Who do you think my favorite character
I do
is?
still need to keep guessing.
Yes, you do, buddy.
I think I backed myself in a corner. You didn't pick one of the girls. You picked Rin.
I did not pick Ren.
Fuck. Why am I bad at this? Did
Do
you
you
at
want
least
me-
did you
do you
pick
want a
main
hint?
cast?
Yes.
What?
Let me give you another hint. I want to give you one hint if you're okay with that.
It's Nagisa then. You like energy characters.
Yeah, see, you came up with that meme, just like I came up with the white hair meme. It's very specific characters that just happen to have a lot of energy. It's not Nagisa.
No! Why am I bad at this?
I have said multiple times throughout the episode who my favorite character is. Not necessarily said he's my favorite. Oh, I gave it away, dude. It's he. Oh no. But like,
no.
I have essentially given it away, just not explicitly by saying blank is my favorite character.
I'm lost. None of these make sense for you. There's no way it's Haru. He's like the worst one.
You shut your whore mouth. Haru's the fucking best.
Why are you wrong?
I'm not. I'm literally not wrong. Rin is my second favorite character.
I suppose he does try to climb in a fish tank, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. And he also has a lot of inner conflict going on. And he's also just an awkward motherfucker. Like the one time he's like trying to get new club members because he wants the pool, and he just walks up to two random students and hovers over them and says, "I'll give you this handmade keychain of our mascot that nobody likes if you join the swim club." He's great. I love Haru so much. It's one of the few, I think this is one of the few times where my favorite character has been like the main character, because normally that's not the case, you know. But like, as is here. But Rin is my number 2. Take it. I want you to guess who my number 3 is, though.
Your number 3, is it someone I've already guessed?
That would literally give you 2 options left.
Oh, it didn't really count.
Well, because I already told you Rin, and you guessed.
Yeah, because I did call Rin. Well, hopefully we can at least get to some semblance of agreement here. I'm gonna hope it's Ko, because she's also really good.
Yeah, it is fun. It is her. Yes. Oh my god. I thought you were gonna say Nagisa, and I was like, oh my god. No, I love Nagisa. He's probably 5th favorite. I don't know. It's after number 3. It's hard for me to rank them.
It kind of. I do think it was really good. There's like a side riff where like, Nagisa likes to riff off the fact that they all have girly names, so he'll put Chan at the end of people's names. So he keeps calling Haru Haru-chan, And then when Ray joined, he joined through Nagisa. So he starts extending, and he was like, you must be Haru-chan-san.
Like, when he goes up to Ren, he's like, Ren-chan-san, I want to talk to you. And it's like...
There's after credit scenes, and I missed, I think, a few of them, because I only noticed the last, like, 2. But there's one where he goes to an after credit scene because he goes to, like, have a conversation with Rin, and he's just like, you, Speedo glasses.
Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. No, so that's, like, there's not a character in this show that I don't like.
Yeah,
I want to make that clear.
There's no bad characters.
I honestly can't think of a thing in this show I don't like, which is why it's a 10 and one of my top 3 favorite sports anime of all time.
See, that's the thing. I also can't think of things I don't like, which is why it just feels weird to me that I didn't enjoy this show more than I did.
Well, I can kind of understand, because, like, I can't think... I mean, obviously I didn't just watch it, but, like, the sequel of the all-time classic, Binan Koko Chiku Boibu Love, the sequel, of course, being Binan Koko Chiku Boibu Love Love, it's not a 10. That's a 9 for me. But I can't... it has been a hot minute, but I can't... literally cannot think of a single thing that I would dislike about it. Which I should probably rewatch it at some point. But, so, like, I kind of understand where you're, like where you're coming from, you know? Because, like, to cross from a 9 to a 10, that's, like, a massive jump.
Yeah, but to go from, like, a 7 to an 8 is much more attainable.
Yeah.
But looking at my list of 7s and looking at my list of 8s, my experience with the show fits into the 7s.
See, I just judge everything by heart, but we're not going to discuss our ranking systems because that's a whole fucking topic. I think what it's time for, because our debate literally was not going to be a debate at all.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I call it debate when all we do is just try to guess.
I think it's time for the shill. And to find out what we're watching next week, because I have no fucking clue, and I'm gonna shill.
I'll let you take this one.
Gonna shill super fast. Alrighty. If you are watching us on YouTube right now, we also have an audio-only version available on pretty much every platform throughout Anchor. If you're listening to us on one of those mini podcast platforms, you can come see our beautiful faces over on YouTube.com. The links for both of those will be in the respective descriptions. If you want to support the show at all, we don't really expect it, but we do have ads running on our audio uploads, which give us a slight kickback, and we also have a donate button set up on our Anchor page, which you can donate money to, and if you do, you can DM one of us on Twitter, send us a screenshot of, like, the receipt, whatever, just the proof of a donation, and we'll shout you out at the probably the beginning of the episodes, I would imagine. So that way we're not absolutely drunk by the time we get to that.
When we're still capable of doing things.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll shout you out, but only if you want to. You don't have to at all, and don't feel obligated to give us money, because we are doing this for fun.
We're doing this for fun. We both got full-time jobs.
Yeah, unfortunately. But what you should do, though, is follow both of us on Twitter. Wob is at the Epic Wob. He does a lot of the updates for this podcast. You find me at Seaweed and Wob.
If you're watching this on YouTube, it's written on the countertop below us now.
It is, yeah, because we got new graphics that we finally designed.
Season 2 graphics.
They came out. I realized for you guys, this probably released, 4 weeks ago. But we basically just made these because we're so far ahead now.
Yeah, oh, geez, yeah, actually, that's a point. They've been on the Season 2 graphics for, 5 episodes at this point.
Yeah, so I hope you like them.
Yeah,
I hope they
'cause,
haven't
like,
changed too much.
we haven't talked about the new layout in any of the previous episodes because it didn't exist yet.
Not even, like, barely an idea. Yeah. But yeah, it's all written down there. You can follow me on Twitter, and I basically just I retweet a lot of VTuber stuff, a lot of really cool art, and that's about it. I don't know. Sometimes I'll remember to tweet about these episodes.
I
I'm
know.
getting better.
I have the same problem. I don't think either of us tweeted the Lupin episode. Well,
No, we
to
didn't.
give you an idea of our time frame, as of the time of this recording, our Lupin episode just went live a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's what just came out. We're getting better at it. Hopefully by this episode we'll have actually tweeted that out. And then
Hopefully,
you go sub to my
need to work on that.
and go subscribe to my personal YouTube channel, Seaweed Ambassador. Hopefully at this point you're listening to this, there's videos being uploaded to it. I am working.
You, man.
I am working on stuff, but like, you know, God, I hate. Why do we have to have money? Sucks, but also it doesn't. I do like money. Anyways, that's full-time job shit. So I think that's all the shilling we got to do. That was definitely not the fastest speed run.
It really wasn't.
It really wouldn't get us on like GDC or whatever, or GDQ. But
So
what?
this-
Okay, what are we watching next week? It's your choice.
This coming episode is my choice, and I panicked because I forgot it was my choice, and then I didn't have a choice, and then I remembered I picked like 2 weeks ago. So I did have a choice.
Oh God, I'm scared.
I was in a call with a friend, and we were trading anime OPs, and she started talking about an anime that she really particularly enjoyed, and then she showed me the OP, and I was like, oh wait, I remember this. I've seen this music video. This is really good. So she explained the show to me a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this could actually be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Following conversation and recommendation from a friend and pretty good jam of an OP. Not really jam. This is more of a vibe. There's a difference between a vibe and a jam.
100% there's a difference.
This was a vibe, not a jam.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try watching Kisniver. I've vaguely heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's been a hot... I haven't watched it since it aired.
How
Back
long
in
ago was that?
2015, I believe.
Okay, so it's not that old.
I know I was in high school. I gotta look this up. I know it's extending run. 2016. So it's the last semester of high school, apparently. But for me, at least, not ever.
Hearing some of it actually described to me and getting like a basic idea of what the plot is actually like, I'm intrigued. I want to give it a go.
I'm excited to return to it because I have fond memories of it. So, yeah, hell yeah. Thank God it wasn't. I was scared, honestly.
What did you think I was gonna go for?
I don't know, dude. With some of you chose Babylon.
I mean, to be fair, you do need to be kind of scared because I don't know if this is in the works because I don't know if I can get him on board with it. I've got the craving to watch something bad. Like, actually bad.
I don't know what show you're talking about, but you better tell me after we end this.
Well,
this
no,
episode.
I don't know a show. I just want to watch a bad show. We've done next week will be the 40th episode of this show.
Yes, Kisniver will be the 40th episode.
So we will have talked about 39 different shows on this podcast. Only one of them, one asterisk, was really bad.
I think we've had a couple that were not very good.
So Lupin and Babylon weren't great. Assassin's Pride was the only painfully bad one we've done.
Babylon was way more painful than Assassin's Pride.
No.
And you're also forgetting that we watched Talentless Nana and Classroom of the Elite.
Oh, fuck off. Both of those were great.
God, no. So with that terrible opinion, we're going to end this week's episode.
We'll see you next week for episode 40, Kisniver.
Yeah. See you next week.